Hello? Hello? Is this thing on? Tap, tap, tap. It has been so long since I've done a TikTok live. I have no idea what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing, but yay. All right, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. If I remember when I last left you, so good morning, it was wicked hot out, and now I'm drinking, instead of iced tea, I've got my hot tea here. There we go. Hey, that one persona. Hey, friend. Friend. Remember that little girl on the internet with friend? So good morning. Good morning, Sandy, with your little coffee cup. I've got my cup of tea right here myself. Cannot believe. I'm just trying to get things used to. Ah, there we go. There we go. So yes, it has been a minute. Amy from Miami, nice to see you as well. And Debbie and Natalie and Leslie, there we go. Oh, Leslie's in Rhode Island. I met some people on our vacation from Rhode Island, and I knew it by their 401 zip code. Laura Gibbon Voorhees, nice to see you. I love it that you're out hiking to the trail. Kat Roby, I wasn't sure if you would know when I was here because I got your out of office, but yes. Where's my microphone? Reunited and it feels so good. Michelle with one L, Liz with one Z. Lovely to see everybody. Yay, good stuff, people. I will admit, I just was like 305, yo from the 305. Yay, awesome sauce. I'm so glad you saw my email. So yeah, for those of you who are just kind of tuning in, I have a mailing list, a bunch of email addresses that people have said, hey, keep me in the loop on the cool stuff. And last night when we got home, we actually got back home earlier than we thought from our mega 2-week adventure. And man, was it an adventure. I said, you know what? I've been kind of missing my peeps. And so I just shot an email out to the people. And if you could make it today, this is kind of a pop-up because I don't have any other TikTok live scheduled, only because I haven't made the schedule. Ooh, I love it. Debbie Hummel is singing. I love it. Thank you for the welcome back, Shannon. Love it. Son's birthday party this afternoon, says one persona. Glad to see you this morning to help me through the final stretch. Yes. Here's why I am here. I would be lying if I said I'm only here for you, because I'm kind of here for me too, because I find this fun to reach out and touch someone, right? To connect with people. But I'm really here to help you with your struggling with the clutter and stuff like that. I love it. I love it. Good stuff. And yay, your husband brought the scrap metal to the fundraiser, Laura. Awesome. Awesome. I hope you got, even if you only got some nickels, how great to have that gone, huh? Kat Roby is brushing off her heyo. She's going to explore and clear a chair, and she's going to seek donations. Yay. Okay, Jennifer says, thank you so much for doing a Saturday morning live. I can't make weekdays anymore with work. Alrighty, Amy is saying piles of mail. So just in case, my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and I don't know what you see on your end on TikTok, but my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. Now, how perfect that my coaching is called Destination Decluttered, because I just went on a trip, and during a trip, you have many destinations as well as the big one. But I'm here to help you with your clutter, and I have a certain kind of process that I go through. Now, Amy, I'll be honest with you. I have thought about clutter, but haven't talked about it for a while yet. But what I would offer to you is a couple of things. Mail is a category, so remember that. Categories are good. Sargento, yay. So a couple of things. Let's even start with, how are you feeling physically? How are you feeling physically? Now, from the crown of your head down to the tips of your toes, just do a scan. Make sure that there's nothing kind of out of whack physically. And if there is, try to get it back in whack. Okay. What does that mean? I don't know. Drink some water. I'm back. I did not drink enough water on our trip. Get yourself a big old glass of water. There's also water in coffee and tea. Ooh, but that's a little bit hot right now. Okay. So a couple things. Make sure you're feeling good physically, but most importantly, honest to God, making sure you're feeling good in here. Now, what's this? This is physical, but this is also kind of your energetic, your nervous system, your heart, your feeling. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling lost, notice that there are opposites. Overwhelm, I don't know, the opposite of overwhelmed to me would be like calmed down, lost, found, blind, see, you know, Amazing Grace and all that. But so what I will offer you is, Amy, the way I coach, the word down is going to help you a wicked lot. All right. So crown on down physically, calming down your nervous system. How do you do that? There's many ways. Breathing down, calming down, shoulders down, shaking up, shake your body down to the ground, loosen up the tight muscles, slowing down your breathing, slowing down your talking, slowing down your quieting. You're talking to yourself, writing down something. So there's a lot of ways that you can calm down your nervous system, because kind of like when your wheels, like when you're revving your engine in your car, but you're not going anywhere. To me, that's like the car analogy of how you can feel about stuff. But when you are feeling better physically and emotionally, not emotionally, but, energetic wise, even something as easy as I can do this. I can do this, because what you can do to help you do it is you're going to chunk it down. So your mail, maybe today or now. So I'm going to be here for the next 50 minutes or so doing this TikTok live. And a lot of times people who follow me will declutter something, or at least start a decluttering project. Keep it chunk it down, meaning keep it small, but get yourself started. So with mail, for example, we were away for 2 weeks. So we had some mail that came while we were here. So immediately what I did last night when we got home was I categorized it into like junk mail and important mail, right? So that's one chunk. So maybe what you do is you get your piles of mail, Amy, but you put them into more sensible piles, more categorized piles. You chunk it down into categories, and then you can deal with each one of them. Now, I love it when I don't love that I get junk mail, but it's decreased greatly since I have unsubscribed from a lot of things. But I love tearing up my junk mail and putting it right in the recycle bin. I also know one of the steps that can be scary about official mail is literally opening the envelope. So maybe one of the steps that you do today is just opening the envelope and separating like the envelope and the crap that comes in that you don't need, like the marketing materials. That stuff also goes in the recycle bin, and then you're just left with whatever the important mail is. And then you have so you chunk down into steps. So Amy from Miami, I hope that helps. Try it. Get started. When you get started, if it doesn't work, let me know. One of the things that will probably pop up immediately is going to be your backseat drivers. Is the voice in your head that makes you go like, you can't do this. Oh, I can't believe you. I can't believe you wasted, you took so long to open the mail. Like it's going to be that negative Nelly, like Nellie Olson from, hold on, I got it. Little House on the Prairie. I almost said New Kids on the Block. I have no idea where that came from. Okay? So I hope that helps Amy. Now, that one persona just said, did the nearly possible yesterday, finished the side of the basement that's mostly tidy. Yes. Celebrate the moments of your life. Celebrate the wins. You did the finished side of the basement and it's mostly tidy. Probably looks better than before. Awesome. Yay, yay. We won't talk about the unfinished side, but you know what you did? You chunked it down. In the basement that I grew up in, we had the finished side and the unfinished side, but you got some of it done. Chunk it down. Okay? Yay. Chunk it down, celebrate the good stuff, and rock on, my friends. Okay, how was your trip? Your YouTube videos helped me these past 2 weeks. Body doubling, yes, Jennifer. So if anybody doesn't know, all of my TikTok lives and my YouTube lives are recorded, and I have created a collection of them. Like literally, I think I haven't even turned on my computer yet. There's like 800 of them. So they are there to keep you company when I'm gone. I had a wonderful trip, but I'm also glad to be home. I'm also glad to return to a decluttered home. And I also started to declutter immediately when we got home by just unpacking some of my stuff, Alrighty. Cat Roby is starting the closet. German maid. Nice to see you. Oh, there we go. Amy says, I look at the type of postage paid. That's interesting. Alrighty. Now, I love this. Laura is saying, I'm glad the places I have decluttered and organized have stayed good. You know what that means? That means, I don't mean to point, but that means that means that your habits and the habits of the people you live with have changed a bit. Notice when something's nice, you might want to keep it nice. Okay? So wonderful for that. Wonderful. Sue, it's nice to see you. Awesome sauce. Okay, so Sparrowly, that's my problem. I get so overwhelmed. I like to work in opposites. I look for opposites all the time, okay? And I will offer to you. If there's a problem, I'll solve it. Something, while my DJ revolves it, right? There is an answer. There's a thing you can do. If you have a problem, you can do something to solve it. If you get so overwhelmed, now this is where I'll say, notice my hands. They're over my head. Calming down, quieting down, chunking down, writing down. Notice that you can get overwhelmed. Many of us do. Probably all of us do. If you know you get overwhelmed, let's have something you can do to counteract that overwhelm. Okay? And one of the things that is overwhelm is like when you're looking at the entire, mountain of clutter. And you're saying, oh my God, that's so big, I could never climb that mountain or, chunk it down or whatever. So what you do is instead of looking at it all, you focus down. You focus down on like a 1 square foot in front of you, right? You put 1 foot in front of the other and you start walking up that mountain. You start with just a little chunk. And isn't it interesting that a foot is about the same size as your foot? You can do something about your overwhelm, okay? So don't give up if you're feeling overwhelmed. Chunk it down. Alrighty. Now, awesome sauce. Oh, I see a bunch of things coming through. I know we're all playing catch up here, but I want to help as many people as possible. I'm having trouble letting go of the past. Feeling resistance, but being courageous and pushing through. Okay. Letting go of the past. First of all, I will offer to you, I have been a cluttered person. I am sentimental. I'm not as sentimental about things as I used to. I came home with very few, if any, souvenirs from this trip, and I feel okay about that. But I will offer to you, nobody says you have to let go of the past except for you. So remember that. There's no reason, unless you want to let go of the past. Now, that being said, if you want to let go of the past, let go of the things that feel easy. It's going to be in layers. It's going to be from the crust of the earth to the core of the earth. You've got your surface clutter, you've got your stored clutter, you've got your sentimental clutter. Now, sentimental clutter, please remember that the past can be remembered in different ways. Like, for example, this trip I just went on to, which now technically is in the past. Do I need all sorts of, we were in Canada for a while, so do I need like some maple leaf stuff? Do I need things to remind me of it, or do I have pictures? Do I have notes that I wrote in my book? You can remember the past in other ways. I like to use this phrase kind of that many times we keep attached to items because we have the fear of forgetting. The fear of forgetting. I'm afraid that I will forget something that happened to me unless I have the souvenir, which is French for I remember, that I'm going to forget it. So find a way to remember the person, the experience, the what have you, without necessarily keeping the item. Knowing there's different ways you can keep the memory and the feeling without the item might help you feel less clingy onto. Okay, awesome sauce? You got it. Yay. Good stuff, people. I love it. Lorraine's going to dust the spider webs from the outside of my windows. Gosh, we probably have spider webs around here. There we go. Oh, Kat Roby, hope you had a great birthday with Herb. I did. We just came back from another trip, but yes, we saw Herb Alpert and Lanny Hall in Chicago for my birthday. I am telling you, we had such a good trip. Chicago is an amazing city. We had such a good time. I want to go back there again and again. So many nice people, so many neighborhoods. Freaking loved it. Raving 10 out of 10. Love it. Oh, and Kat Roby, I thought of you because we stayed at the Roby Hotel. We would highly recommend it. One of the best places we stayed there, if not the best place. Okay. Nurse Liz, nice to see you. And Helen, what do we got? Okay. Alrighty. So Soaring Butterfly, that's interesting. Soaring Butterfly is offering, I got a new laptop and I haven't unboxed it yet. I don't want the junk on my old one to migrate over. Nobody says you have to migrate. Pretend you don't have to, pretend you don't have the other laptop, right? You don't have your old one. You've got your new one. How would you build that? What would you add? What are the things that organically you would want on that computer that you could keep it nice and tidy and clean? Now for me, I would want a way to check my email and like get onto the internet. Maybe you don't need to, futz up. Maybe what you could do is you could download the stuff from your old computer onto an external hard drive. Now, I'm not a computer person, so consult, a professional, but nobody says you have to junk up your new computer. It's kind of like moving into a new house. You don't have to move your old junk into a new house. And even if you do want to, you don't have to do it all at once and kind of, migrate it all at once. You can do it piece by piece. Again, chunk by chunk. Now, I said New Kids on the Block earlier. I don't know why, because my brain went there. Step by Step. Didn't they have a song called Step by Step? I don't know, maybe some of the younger folks might do that. Country Fences, good morning from Dallas, Texas. Love it. All righty. All right. Now, I love it. Kat Roby also has a new laptop in a box, and maybe the two of you could connect up. Yeah, maybe the two of you could connect up and like do a Zoom on like your phone and be like, okay, now I'm opening up my emails. Now I'm bringing over stuff. There's a connection here. I will share this with you. It was really neat. I really tried to stay off of the internet when I was away, but the people on the Destination Decluttered kind of mailing list group, people in that group, there's a subset of them who said, hey, I want to reach out to people. And I saw some people reaching out and connecting up and sharing a bit of their background so that they could, it's called like the Pen Pal Club. I don't know, it just reminds me of having a pen pal when I was in school. So use this opportunity to find some people to say, connect, buddy system. We're not alone here. We're not alone, okay? So maybe you reach out and say, hey, you want to walk through setting up our computers together? Could be a thing. I don't know. Feels good? Do it. Dallas is saying hi to Houston. Houston's saying hi to Dallas. Love it. Paige, I love this, and I love your little green things right there, the little broccoli. I ate some broccoli on vacation. Not a lot, but I did. Sometimes journaling helps me to see why I keep things. Oh, 100%. In the way I like to phrase things, I like to use the word down because I figure if I give you that word down, there's so many ways you can use it. And so writing down the story of what that thing means to you. Writing down whatever comes up, write it down. That's what I like to say. Okay? Yeah. Oh, Gina, I did not know you live in Chicago. Visit again. Oh, 100%. 77 neighborhoods. Good stuff. Yay, yay. Okay, I'm just going to scroll through here. Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff, people. Alrighty. Yay. Laura Gibbon Voorhees. This is one of the things I freaking love too. Freaking bats. Is I love it when the people that I'm in direct contact with, like you and me, right? That you are learning something from me that is valuable to you, that is useful to you, that is helpful to you. And you are not only using it for yourself, but you then become the teacher because you're saying, I'm excited that my son has decluttered stuff. So you, even though you aren't being like, let's sit down and I will show you how to declutter, you are leading by example for your son, And I love it. And that you're excited that he is learning this skill that for some of us can take decades to even learn, Oh, interesting. Okay, so wonderful. So Country Fences says, I've tried to reply, but Outlook won't let me respond to that many emails. Oh, interesting. It's not a lot. But okay, Country Fences, that's good to know. Reach out, send an email to me. And it might be thinking that you're trying to spam some people. I want to find a way to get people connected, and it may not be the email, but we're starting. So send me an email and remind me of that so we can work on that. Okay. Good stuff. Oh, they want me to pay for it? Yeah, there were over 30 emails. Okay, you know what you do? This is what you do. You chunk it down, all right? Send it to 15 people, then send it to the next 15 people, okay? Do not pay for it. Chunk it down into 10, 10, and 10, okay? There we go. So moi aussi, okay? No, reply all. Country fences, I thought, frankly, that reply all to the thing might work, but obviously I'm just coming from my perspective of how I deal with emails, but everybody's got a different system. Do not be discouraged. We will work through it, okay? Moi says, I need help. Okay, here I am. I have 2 phone numbers. I text and save workout videos and miscellaneous videos and Instagrams and TikTok. Okay. Okay, emails, hundreds and thousands. Okay, I will share with you. The concept is the same, but different for a little bit different for like electronic, what am I trying to think of? Digital clutter, okay? But one of the things I think of, Moi, is overwhelming yourself with the amount of things. I have 2 phone numbers, so focus on 1 phone number. I text and save workout videos and miscellaneous vids from Instagram and TikTok. Here's an interesting thing. Yeah, see, this is wicked funny because I was just about to say, yeah, you save them, but how often do you go back and watch them? Okay? I don't go back to them. So notice, own it. I do not use what I save. Notice that is a digital thing with videos. Like I save so many recipes. I don't even cook, but I want to somebody else to cook it for me. So notice the things you save, and maybe you absolve yourself of the expectation of using them. Maybe in a different way, you could, and I'm just riffing here, is there are ways you can save those. And now again, technology is different from everybody. So what I would say is maybe what you do is instead of writing it down, you don't save it to your phone, but you write down whatever the name of the recipe is, or the name, there's different ways you can save things that won't take up your digital storage. Because digital storage is different from physical storage, because many of us can go buy a terabyte. We were talking about external hard drives, or even, one of the Google Drives or the cloud and all that. Many of us can't go just buy a bigger house. And oftentimes, here's the sneaky thing. The people who encourage you to buy the terabytes are the people that don't want you to declutter because they make money off of you in the storage. It's like a storage unit. Okay, so just notice, Moi. Notice you have a habit of saving videos and not going back to them. Is that so wrong? Now, I save videos and I don't always go back to them. And I, too, can be overwhelmed with the amount of videos that I have saved. But what I find is interesting, so I'll just share this with you, Moi. When you save things and you've got kind of a cluttered mass of them, like when you save a video on TikTok and it goes to like your saved or bookmarked videos, it may be jumbled up because it may be a receipt, it may be a handy thing, it may be a video from like your childhood you remember, it may be a place you want to go visit, all jumbled up. But if you went through and even just wrote down what categories those were, you may see repetitions. And what you'll find out is something about yourself because of what you saved. Okay? And so I offer to you, instead of, maybe sit there and do it old school. I am a big fan of, and I can't find my pen right now because I'm still, there it is, getting stuff. But I am a big fan, and I do still believe it is back to school time. Go to Staples or someplace like that and get yourself a notebook. They're like 50 cents now. And just sit there one day and have fun. Because think about it. The stuff you've saved because it's part of you has wanted it. Okay? So for example, the videos you save. Get your phone in one place, put your hand in a pen, and just go back and start to write down. Make a category, right? You're like, okay, so here's some workout videos. What are the parts of my body that I keep on saving workout videos for? Arms. That's me. Okay? So you learn something, and then you say, okay, don't just save this stuff. Let me do something about my arms. Right? The other one would be, to me, and this will come as no surprise, I save a lot of inspiration for future travel. So I'm going to notice totally when Greece, not Greece is the word, but Greece the country is like shooting to the top. So you're going to find out some things, okay? But just remember, everybody here, the clutter, your digital clutter, your mental clutter, all the thoughts you're trying to keep up here, so much of it you can write down and download it. Physically, mentally download a brain dump. Dump it down somewhere so you can see it so you're not carrying it around with you. Okay? Chunk it down, dump it down. That's another dump. That's another down. Alrighty. Kat Roby's gonna unbox her email, right? Her laptop, excuse me, I saw the word. Okay, yes. Thank you for breaking it down. And yeah, you can pick my brain because there's a lot of brain underneath this, okay? Alrighty. So notice that we all have something in common. We all have a lot of stuff. Physical stuff in our lives, mental thoughts in our heads, feelings in our feelers, stuff that we've saved. All of this is okay. This is totally fine. I think it's really cool because what you save reveals something about yourself. And it reveals something maybe about something you want, like the life you want to live. You know, the foods you want to eat, the places you want to travel to, the things you want to do. What do some of the things in your home, because I like to deal with the physical clutter mainly, because I know that can be so overwhelming and it's generational. Like, when I die, I don't think my nieces and nephews will have as much of an issue just not even looking at like the crap that I saved on a Google Drive. But physical stuff can totally jam up your lives. Okay? Alrighty. Now, so just notice this. Clutter, we live in a cluttered society. Think about 150 years ago or so. I say this because I am a fan of stuff that happened in the 1960s, probably because I was born then. The music, the fashion, the design, not all of it, but a lot of that stuff. And I used to work with a guy who was into Civil War reenacting. So we used to joke to say, you and I are into the 50s and 60s, but I'm into the 1950s and you're into the 1850s, right? Think about hundreds of years ago. The world was different. People had like 2 pairs of clothes if they were lucky, and a spoon. You know, they didn't have the proliferation and the overwhelming amount of things to manage that took up your brain. So back in the day, you could probably memorize more things. You could leave it all up there and not worry about it. Now we live in a different world. So finding systems, creating a system that works for you to remember the things you want to remember and do the things you want to do. And I save a wicked lot of emails. I do, but you know what I have? I'll share this with you guys. So Jenny Martin, I'm backing up here. Jenny has got so much mental clutter to download. Grab yourself a notebook. I love it. Laura and her husband are working on decluttering the freezer, coming up with dinners to use what you have. Using what you have. Yeah. And Paige, you want a Notion brain dump template to categorize. It felt good. I need to get better frameworks. I freaking love frameworks. I do. But what I love is structure and flexibility. So if you want ideas on that stuff, just let me know. And it's funny, Carol is saying, I always love how you think out loud. It really is the way that it helps me process things. Because think about it. In order for me to organize some of all of the swirly thoughts here into a sentence, from my lips to your ear and your heart, I need to slow down and calm down, and I need to put my words in a certain order that makes sense to me so I can share it with you. So notice I am slowing down and calming down, even though I may sound a bit, caffeinated. But this is something I enjoy doing. I love, frankly, giving you access to whatever's in my brain. It's like, here, I'm opening the doors to the store. Use whatever's there. Ask me what you need, and I may have it on a shelf somewhere. I used to work retail. I'm all about that. Okay? Okay, Jen says, again, notice where the overwhelm shows up. Now, I do one-on-one coaching with people. It's going to start up in the fall, and the fall is coming up soon. But I will offer to you, I will point it out. Jen with 2 N's. Great tips. I just have so many notebooks, and I love that little face. My husband uses that all the time when we text. It's kind of funny. I just have so many notebooks. So many. That's overwhelm. That's okay. Chunk it down. Pick one notebook. Just start using one notebook. Put it in a place where you're going to easily see it, easily find it, easily use it. Easy, easy, lemon squeezy, squeezy. Pick a notebook. Pick a card, any card. Okay? If I know my people, you've got a lot of potential. You've got a lot of ingredients that you think are going to help you get cluttered, decluttered. And sometimes those ingredients add to your clutter. Yeah. Okay, so Kat Roby's noticing something. Oh my God, I realize I don't want to open a new box, and it's dealing with the packaging. Yes, I don't like the packaging either. Chunk it down. Okay, chunk it down. Because I did this. I got a new computer, and they make those boxes so you want to save them. I take delight, because I'm a little new wave anarchist from the 80s. I like ripping apart the Apple boxes from our stuff because I don't like how they make them so they make you feel as if you should keep them because it's a good box. Okay? So yeah, overwhelm is going to trip us all up. Being overwhelmed with all the laundry that needs to be done after our 2-week thing. So what did I do? I chunked it down. I took just the dark laundry from this one bag, and anytime I found the dark laundry, I was throwing it in the washing machine. Do I have lighter colored stuff and 2 things that are not open? Yeah, but I was able to fill the laundry. I chunked it down. And yeah, a lot of us also, Kat Ruby says, I love boxes so very much. Yes, but I love a good box. I mean, look right here. Am I not a person who loves containers? But do you ever, if you use the box, it's a good box. But a box that is not used is not a good box. So get curious if you're not using it. Now, I do know some people who will take the boxes from their like iPhones or whatever and use them as to kind of in drawers to like organize and again categorize things. So maybe you can use them. But things that are not used end up being clutter. Yeah, so use the stuff you have. Especially in what's going on in the country and the world and tariffs and money and spending and all that kind of thing. Go shopping in your house. Get creative. What do you have in your house that you don't need to then go out and buy? Yeah. Now Helen is saying, I'm getting a new roommate. Now I have to find a new space for all that clutter was in my spare room. Maybe that space for some of that clutter isn't even in your life anymore. Maybe you getting a roommate is a wonderful reason for you to jettison some of the stuff you just don't want. Yeah. Use anything as an opportunity to declutter. I was on this trip, and I will share with you, there was a t-shirt that I kept on putting on and taking off and putting on and taking off. And I realized, you know what? I don't like how I look at this. It makes me look like a tree trunk, okay? And I don't want to look like, no offense to tree trunks, okay? Trees, I love you. But I don't want to look like a tree trunk. So what did I do? I washed it, and I'm going to fold it up and put it in a donation bag. A donation bag that is made out of a bag that somebody gave us at the very beginning of the trip. That's one we don't want to keep because we have enough. So I'm going to put my donations into a bag that somebody gave it to us. Okay? And, yes, and this is okay. Laura Gibbon Voorhees says, in the basement, I notice we have stacks of empty bins. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. What that means is you have emptied bins. You have gotten rid of, you have let go of, you have released stuff you don't want. Erin, nice to see you. I raised my mug to you, my dear. If you have empty containers in your house, that's okay. Again, all of this is okay. I don't know, if somebody thinks you're weird for having clutter, don't hang out with them. Hang out with me. I think it's fine. It's evidence of all the stuff that you've had. And also, frankly, if you have good containers, like you bought the good ones, erroneously thinking that the container would solve your clutter problem because you were told that by the people who sell you those goddamn black containers with the yellow tags and the thing with the QR code and the bins. But I digress. you may need some of those containers. So let them sit there. But now what you might want to do, and this is a good thing, this is like, again, work in retail. Label the last time you used something. I am also trying to morph to clear ones, Laura Gibbon Voorhees. So notice that. Notice maybe the next time you do some donations, you put your donations in a solid color bin. And you start to let go of the bins organically. And so you're left with the ones you have. But also, this is a really important thing because time blindness happens to many of us. That you may think it was just a couple of weeks ago, that stuff like that you had those empty bins. It could be 6 minutes and you blink, 6 minutes, 6 months and you blink. So put a note on something, tape a note, say, empty bins. I realized I had these on whatever day is today, Saturday, August. God, can you imagine if it was October? Saturday, August 30th, I noticed that I had those bins there. Here's a crazy thing. You guys, I cannot freaking believe that that September 1st is Monday. We still have stuff in the hallway for the entire summer. The stuff from our basement, not all of it is in the is not in the basement anymore. And thinking, my God, some of that stuff's been there since like March. April maybe. Okay, now there's legitimate reasons why it's there, so it does not activate my backseat driver bitching at me, why isn't it not there? Because the basement is still under construction and for good reason. But just notice that time will creep up on you. When's the last time you wore that outfit? If you know that, put a little note on it. Wore this on my vacation. Sometimes I do this, honestly. After a vacation, I sometimes send my stuff to the dry cleaners that needs to be dry cleaned because they have a little tag on it that has the date of which it was dry cleaned. And sometimes I realize it's been 2 or 3 years since I wore something. So labeling things. Labels are big. Labels, writing down what's in a box that you can't easily see through. Making it easier for you to know from a distance what things are so you don't have to open a box. We did a decluttering party the other day, of which there will be a handful of them in September. Do not worry. And somebody was dreading, I apologize, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was dreading going through some boxes in their, I think it was maybe Sue, going through some totes on the bottom of their closet. And she, during the party, she's like, okay, I'm going to do it. She opened up one up and literally it said in it, like, shred this stuff. I went through this years ago. Just shred this stuff. Okay. Kim Jenner, nice to see you. Jenny Martin, struggling with getting rid of the clothes. Okay. This is when, again, the chunking down, the calming down of all the negative self-talk you have about clothes. You don't fit into that anymore. You're too fat. You're too old. That's not, you used to wear that, but you can't because you're too, whatever the stuff is, that's just my backseat driver. That's what they come up with all the time. Okay. And what I offer to you is chunking it down into categories. Everybody, I like to keep the coaching so simple. I'm not going to invent new terms. Chunking it down into categories. Here are the clothes that are for winter. Here's the clothes for summer. Here's the clothes that are too big. Here's the clothes that are too small. Here's the clothes that are just right. Right? So chunking it down makes it easier for you to declutter. Now, this does not mean that after you chunk it down, you immediately know what to do, but at least you know what you have. Okay, Carla Jane, I'm back. Yeah. So just even taking inventory to see what you have can also allow your head and your heart to figure out what you do want to do with these things. Okay? Your head and your heart and your hands, they're like the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Okay, there we go. Amy says, I sorted by size and type. I lost weight. I got rid of size 22. I have lost weight myself. So some things that I wore last year on vacation don't fit my body this year. And so I'm like, oh, do I want to keep that? Now, some things I do, even if they're a little bit big, because I make it big again. But some things I'm happy to let go of. So there will be layers. So notice the layer you're okay with letting go of and start with that. Okay? Now, Kayla is saying, what's a reasonable amount of clothes for kids, blankets, etc.? Kayla, I will offer to you. To me, it's not a specific number. It's not a specific number. Okay? What I want to suggest to you is, Carla, I have missed you too, my dear. For everybody, including Kayla, it is not a number, it's a feeling. And it's a feeling both in your body of kind of Goldilocks, what feels right, but also it depends on the amount of storage space you have. It does, and this is the thing that gets me about doing containers or having big houses. It gives you the idea. But ask how many clothes does your kid wear in a week? So maybe you have 2 weeks worth of clothing. Now that may be a number, but notice the stuff your kid isn't wearing. Blankets, for example, I put a blanket on the bed last night. It's getting to be that time of the season. I saw Colin Blunstone this weekend. That was kind of fun. But how much space do you have? How many blankets do you actually use? And I don't say that accusatorily. I say it questioningly. How many blankets do you have? I think it was Erin. Remember you had those itchy blankets that you didn't even like, but you had them because they were good blankets, right? Keep the stuff you like. Donate, let go of the stuff you don't. But do it in an organic way that you don't go from too much to lack in one fell swoop. That's gonna disrupt your nervous system. Do it slowly. Take your time. Do it right. You can do it, baby. Donate 1 blanket this week. See how it feels. Did you survive? Did it feel okay? Maybe the next week you donate another blanket. Does that feel good? Okay, do I have enough blankets for all the beds we have in the house? Yes. Do I have enough blankets that if we had people staying over and it was chilly and they needed to stay on the, fold out thing or the air bed, do we have enough for that? Yes. Do I have too many blankets? Do it slowly and organically and notice how each one thing feels different. Okay? Totally organically. That's the way to do it so you reduce the feeling of regret. Damn, I got rid of all of that stuff at once. I wish I had gone through it a little bit more methodically with a method so I would reduce the likelihood of regretting letting go of something. There will be regret. It's part of the process, but you can decrease the amount of regret by slowing down, starting at a slower pace. And knowing, I'm totally ready to let that t-shirt go, but this one, still going to keep it. It's okay. Now, Jen says, I struggle with parting with furniture that has been in my family for generations. Okay. Well, couple of ideas. One is, first of all, nobody says you have to part with it. So you can keep it if you want. This is where it comes to, this is why and I realize I've barely introduced myself to all the new folks. My name's Beth. Destination Decluttered is my coaching because I travel a lot and I love to use like a road trip metaphor, but I'm a decluttering life coach. So this is where the life coachy parts comes in because they are intertwined, okay? What do you want, Jen, with 2 N's? Do you want to keep with the furniture that's been in your family for generations? If you want to keep it, then keep it, and that should feel good. But if there's part of you that totally doesn't want it, yet you're struggling, I don't want it, but I kind of do. I don't want it because of the style, but I'm keeping it because of the story. The story, well, that's been in the family for generations. We need to kind of, I said it was intertwined. Let's intertwine. I just totally made that up. Let's unwrap those things. Unravel. Intertwine. I crap myself up. So if there's a struggle, it's a struggle between what you want and what you don't want. I don't want it, but I don't, I have it, but I don't want it. So let's slow down the struggle, the push me, pull you, the tug of war, and find out what side is pulling you one way and one side is pulling you the other. Now, I will confide in you. I grew up in a family that liked traditional, colonial, antiques, New England, brown, very, very kind of that preppy aesthetic, like that old money aesthetic, okay? It's not my jam. Never liked it, never really connected with it. Wasn't my jam. Me? I mean, look at me. I've got IKEA shelves and bright colors, and I love Palm Springs, California. But it has been in the past more of a struggle to feel like I'm offending somebody if I don't like what they like, but I'm also not giving myself enough love if I don't surround myself with what I love. Now, I was on trips, multiple trips this week, and I went into multiple stores, and I see a lot of stuff that many people like, but it's not my jam. And that's okay. It is okay to not like some of the stuff you have. It's okay to not like any of the stuff you have, but if you're surrounding yourself with stuff you don't like, that probably makes you feel kind of crappy after a while. So find out what you like. Surround yourself with that piece by piece, step by step. Notice the stuff that's in your home. If it's family for generations, maybe there's somebody in your family who truly loves that stuff. I have cousins that have stuff from my grandmother's house that she died in 85, and I assume they like it because their house has it on display. I never really wanted that stuff. Doesn't mean I didn't love my Grammy or my great aunts. Just because you don't love the stuff doesn't mean you didn't love the people. Okay? I hope that helps. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to work backwards here. Yep. Such good stuff here. Okay. So, Lita says, I ask myself, would I wear this on any day today, tomorrow, on the perfect occasion? Yes, no? Yeah. Asking yourself questions and listening for your answer. That's how you figure out what you want. Yep. People, Mary is offering that some animal shelters accept blankets for donations. Lynn says, I struggle with where and how to store things, i.e. versus containers versus storage. And here's the funny thing, Lynn, I will share with you. Storage is a part in the process. I help you deal with, because to me, you can put it anywhere that you choose. What I say is back it up. To me, I hang out in the step before that, kind of in like the creaming of the butter and the sugar before adding the flour. In the recipe of living in a decluttered home, I am the stage of the recipe that says, do you even need the stuff that's in the container or the drawer or the bags? And then if you say, yes, I do need it, I say, store it in a place that makes it easy for you to know where it is and easy for you to get it when you need it. And then it's up to you to decide which one. There's really no right or wrong. But notice that if you are keeping stuff, it may be stuff you've decided on. That's one thing. But make sure that what you're keeping in any of those containers is stuff that you actually want. Okay? Okay. Now, Kayla says, I want to keep most of stuff. I just need to become better organized. Okay. So organizing is simple. It really is. Category, category, category. My clothes, his clothes, kid's clothes. You know, kid A's clothes, kid B clothes. You can chunk down things into categories like nobody's business. And then once you do that, finding a place that makes sense to store it. And what I mean by making sense is, as I mentioned, this is what I say. What do you want it to look like? Where will you be able to easily get it, easily use it, and easily put it away? And I put the word in there, easy, specifically, because it shouldn't be difficult to get what you want and use it and put it away. If you're making things too difficult, then we re-examine your storage process. Okay? Now I love this. That one persona has found something freeing for her. It's okay, and notice this is a thought in your head that makes you feel okay. It's okay to not wash clean clothes you haven't worn before donating. Yes, if anything, I have thrifted all of my life. People love it when things are brand new and crispy because they know that it hasn't been worn by somebody. You know? All sorts of good stuff. All sorts of good stuff. Intertwine, yes. Now, if you think something is a struggle, it is going to be a struggle. You're going to look for where it's all of the evidence of this is why it's a struggle. Why not look in the opposite direction? If struggle is over here, look over here. How could this be easy? Look for evidence of how this could be easy. Okay? So look for evidence of where this could be easy. Now I'm scrolling up and down here, and we've got about 10 minutes left, and then I have to go do my own stuff. In case anybody here likes what you're hearing, I do TikTok lives and YouTube lives quite often, and I have a schedule for them. People who are part of the email group know right now that I have not created the schedule. I am so transparent with you guys, but I will. Either later today or tomorrow, but definitely by Monday. And it's going to be posted on the secret page, Opal O. Okay? I feel like that woman, what's her name? The lady from Pittsburgh who does all the wedding things. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. But there will be a schedule. So if you like what you're hearing and you want to hang out more and learn more, and we do Zooms and all that kind of stuff, destinationdecluttered.com is my website. There's a place to go and sign up to join the mailing list club, and then you get access to the schedule. Okay? Figured I needed to do that. Alrighty. So, alrighty. Now, Moi, I missed something in yours. I apologize because there's a lot of stuff going on here. Doodly-doo. Yeah, the speakeasy page. Yeah, okay, Jenny Martin. Yeah, definitely. DestinationDecluttered.com. Join the crew. It's a cool crew of people. Oh, and there's totally, Jen. There's always fun. There's always fun. You know? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Moi, I think I'm piecing together. I'm looking for the beginning of what you wrote. So I'm thinking somebody is offering you stuff and you are saying, I don't need her to want it because I don't want her to stop. Yeah, that's like my mother. Okay. You can keep the stuff. You can take the stuff from them. It doesn't mean you need to keep it. Okay. It doesn't. You can be the stop along her process. She feels good about giving it to you. You can feel good about then giving it to your donation place of choice. Okay. Now, Laura Gibbon Voorhees, notice when we try to declutter somebody else's stuff, trust me, my husband has shirts that I don't like. I bet I have shirts that he doesn't like, but he's nicer than me, so he won't tell me. But man, there's a few shirts that I'm like, can you please just get rid of that? Aren't I awful? But yeah, notice. When we start to declutter somebody else, it's like we should be staying in our own lane. All right? Yeah. Okay? So, yes, you can get this stuff. You can say thank you, and then you're like, thank you, and then put it in your car, and then literally just go donate it somewhere else. Yes, and it is much easier with other people's stuff, Shell. And the reason is because the thing that makes it difficult to declutter are the stories in your head about the stuff. It's as simple as that. It really is. Because you do not know the stories that are behind other people's things. You just see a mug is a mug is a mug is a mug. You've got 50 mugs here. Get rid of like 40 of them. I can't get rid of each one of these has a story. Notice the story will stop you. If the story stops you, if one story stops you, tell a different story. It can help you start. You know? And it really can be that simple, you guys. I will declutter my coaching and the way I explain this stuff to the bare bones, the essential, the postmodern version, like the mid-century modern version, the nice clean lines and simple language. I will not clutter it up. I want to keep it simple. You have thoughts in your head. You have words in your head. Enough of those words in a row creates a sentence. And one sentence in your head can make your heart feel a certain way. And when your head and your heart are misaligned, then you're struggling with, should I stay or should I go now? As Joe Strummer would have said, and I think yesterday was his birthday. Okay? So, notice. It can be this simple. I will walk you through it in a simple way because I don't like it when things are overly complicated. That's why I don't use complicated words. I could totally fancy up and sound all smarty-pantsy. It's the same concept, okay? I am confident. I am so freaking confident in what I am sharing with you that I can explain it simply because that's how you learn, okay? Yeah, and it totally is, should I stay or should I go now, Third Coaster? It really is. Because part of you maybe a part of you wants the thing, and a part of you doesn't want the thing. But it's like, I'll share this concept with you. I think of this, and I'm putting my head kind of like my torso here, mostly torso. It's like a traffic signal in your body. It's not 100% green light. It's not 100% red light. The green light stuff is the no-brainers. I am so not getting rid of that. Like, there's no question. You don't even question the stuff that you love. Oh my God, I'm totally keeping that. And it feels good. You feel good about it. On the other hand, you're like, I cannot wait to get rid of that trash. That's the red stuff. That's the red. That's the stop. The thing that makes it difficult is the yellow light. And think about it when you're driving. When you're driving and you see a yellow light, there is that place where you need to make a decision. Should I stay or should I go? Should I speed up or slow down? Do I try to blow through and get through it before it turns red? Or do I slow down and have people honk at me or whatever? Notice it's decision making that's the whole process. And yet, you can become a stronger decision maker. And it happens bit by bit. It happens little step by step. And it's okay. And I can help walk you through it because I'm walking through it myself and I'm showing up all the time for you. Okay? So we've got about 3 minutes. I love it. Kat Roby's laptop is open and she's logging on. How long would I have put this off? Neato. Destination decluttered and done. I love it. And I bet the Christy Newwartzen, I think her name is, how long would it take? Where's my sunglasses? That'll be wicked funny. How long does it take? It's true. Think of something you've put off, and yet when you go to do it, it's almost embarrassingly, it didn't take that much time. I'm like that with phone calls, But have fun with it, you guys. Have fun, okay? So Judy says, I'm getting better at that decision-making thanks to Beth, because your decision-making part of your brain is a muscle. It is a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. Conversely, on the flip side, if you don't use the decluttering, decluttering is decision-making. What? Your decision-making, if you don't practice deciding, it gets kind of flabby, right? Right? So then let's use that muscle. Let's start with some small weights. Make small decisions, but always have this in mind. What's my destination? What do I want? What do I want? Kat Roby wants a living room floor that doesn't have boxes on it. So she decided to clear a pile of boxes from her living room floor. Okay? So I offer to you, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. I do travel. I do. And that's part of what I do. And I think that's good because you learning to practice this on your own without checking in with me. I mean, I freaking love hanging out with you guys. I really do. Why do you think I got up at 9 a.m. after 2 weeks of traveling? And I was like, I can't wait to hang out with my peeps and meet new ones. Okay? But there are tons of videos that I've made that are free for you to check out on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. I do YouTube videos. I do TikToks. We're going to do some decluttering parties in September. There's all good stuff. So in this changing of the season, I can hear the cicadas and I'm totally feeling the cooler breeze coming in. It makes me want to put on a hoodie. I will offer to you, if you have clutter, welcome to the club. The water's fine. Jump right in. If you like your clutter, awesome. If you're sick of some of the stuff, awesome. If you don't know what to do, awesome. I'm here to teach you. Okay? I'm here to make it easy and fun. As I like to say, let's have fun and get it done. Okay? So I just offer to you a couple of things in closing because it just hit 10 o'clock is this was a pop-up. I sent an email out to the folks that are part of the Destination Decluttered email group. If you want to be part of that group, it's free, it's low key. I will be sending out an update within the next 48 hours that shows you what the schedule of TikTok lives and YouTube lives will be for the next week plus. Okay? If you want to be first in line, if you want to get first dibs, as I like to say, on the cool stuff, join the email group. DestinationDecluttered.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, put in your email address, boom, you're in. Okay? So, always a pleasure to meet new people and to see familiar names. I would say faces, but those are like tiny little dots I can barely see. And yeah, I look forward to hanging out with you guys some more, okay? But you can do this. Don't let anybody, especially your backseat driver voice, tell you you can't do this, because I am here as your co-pilot in the passenger seat to tell you you can do this. And I'm here to help you, okay? Beth, Destination Decluttered, about to go, I don't know, put on some socks because my feet are cold, do some yoga, go see what it's like outside. You have an awesome weekend, and I look forward to hanging out with you more on Destination Decluttered, TikTok Live, YouTube Live, a Zoom call. I don't know. We're going to have some fun in September, okay? Bye. Bye. Boop. Can I shut this off? How do I do this? There we go. You guys.